Hey Fae folk, welcome back to another Dolls I Do Want video, which is not a video that I have made in just oh so long. So my last upload was a Dolls That I Don't Want video where I talked about recent releases slash upcoming releases that I didn't plan on buying, and this is the inverse of that, where I talk about sort of relevant releases that I do want to add to my collection. This is a video type that I end up making just a little bit less frequently than the don't want videos because I am a rather picky collector, I would say. And so a lot of the time it just ends up being the case that there aren't enough dolls in a time frame for me to make one of these videos because it would be like 2 dolls and that would be kind of boring. But today we do have like just barely enough dolls for this to be worth it. I do have 2 brands to talk about today, Monster High and Bratz. Funnily enough, I thought that Bratz was going to be the majority of this video because we did get a teaser from them on their Instagram being like, hey guys, we're gonna have something else for you, like another surprise before May is over. And so I was like, oh, surely that will happen in time for my Dolls I Do Want video, because I'm just thinking it's going to be dolls, and I'm just thinking usually when Bratz have a release, there's at least one doll that I want. So I was like predicting that there would be more Bratz dolls for this video, but as of time of me doing this voiceover, it's May 27th and Bratz still hasn't dropped their little surprise. So TikTok Bratz, I'm waiting, but the good news is that I still get to make the video because low-key I was like very much relying on Bratz dropping some stock photos to make this video worth it. They failed me, but Monster High dropped some stock photos that we're going to be talking about instead. So that was a lot. Very sorry. Let's just actually jump into me talking about these dolls. So starting off with Monster High G3, all of the G3 dolls that we have to talk about today, I have already discussed at some point on the channel. So I'm going to be a little bit more brief with these and then go into more detail with the G1 release to talk about and then with the Bratz release that we have to talk about. So starting off with the Cabin Slaycation dolls, we're looking at Claudine here. Also, I know I need to just get to the point, but I forgot my disclaimer. It's totally fine if you think everything that I say in this video is a stupid, dumb opinion, but it is in fact an opinion which we're allowed to feel differently about. So leave yours in the comments, just don't be mean about it. Anyway, Claudine, I think she looks absolutely incredible. She has a very similar face to her Hollywood doll, which is just like a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous face, but I don't have that doll, so I'm excited to have the opportunity to add that sort of screening into my collection because she does look just so unreasonably pretty. I also really like all of her outfit pieces, and I think that they look really nice together, and I feel like she looks nice and cohesive, and I love the scarves in this line randomly. Basically, I think she's a pretty doll, and I want to own her. I do know that she has been popping in and out of stock on Amazon. I just like, there's so many other things that are coming up, right? I talked about this in the don't want video. Most specifically, like the ones that I'm like, I desperately need to have. One is something we're going to talk about later in this video. And then we have the K-pop D100 dolls, which I've talked about at length, and the Moonspell dolls, which also I've talked about at length. And so because I know that those are coming up, I'm sort of like hesitant to drop $30 just randomly on Claudine because what if the K-pop dolls go up early? You know what I'm saying? So she's sort of on hold just because there are other dolls that I am eagerly awaiting and sort of prioritizing, but this is not a doll that I will be like, oh, maybe I'll get her at some point. Like, she is going to be added to the collection, okay? I'm not going to let her be forgotten. She just might take a little bit of extra time. And then the second doll from this line, the Cupid, is also one that I want, but if you saw my like dedicated in-depth video on these dolls, I definitely think that her design is just messier. Obviously, like the random blue bits, I talked about the most. Like those are the things that bother me the most and feel the most out of place. But even the rest of her stuff is just a little tiny bit maybe all over the place. With that being said, I can still certainly say that I want to get her because I love the base doll. Like this Cupid is so cute, so pretty, and I actually really, really like these different legs that they've done, and I really want all of her clothing pieces because even though I think I'm probably going to have to add in clothing pieces I already own to make an outfit for her that I like all of her clothing pieces individually, and so I want to own all of them for restyles. So I am a little bit less enthused about her than I was about Claudine, but she is still one that I'm like, I cannot miss this one. It just, again, might be a little bit. Next up is the second wave of self-scare secrets, which I have also made an entire dedicated video about. This Spectra is my number one from the line. Literally no one is surprised about that. She is also one. All three of the self-scare secrets dolls have also been popping in and out of stock on Amazon. She's the one that I'm like itching to get the most. So she's the one that I'm like, yeah, I'll probably grab her the second that I can. I'm a big Spectre fan, and I'm really excited that she is coming out. That being said, I do really also enjoy the Frankie and the Cleo from this line. I think Frankie has adorable accessories, and I love the different little like side slash undershave that they have for their hair. Very, very cute. So I also want to get them. And then Cleo is probably my least favorite from the line, but like I still like her. I still like her cute little lounge outfit and like her face and everything. And I still like her accessories. So Spectre is like the number one in my brain for this line. But much like Claudine and Cupid, Frankie and Cleo have to come into the collection at some point. But that does finally bring us to new news and also brings us to the dolls that made today's video possible. The G1 Valentine and Spelden 2-pack. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Like I'm so excited for these dolls. I have like seen them, the leaks and everything, like known what they look like, known that they were coming, but I haven't been able to talk about them on the channel because we haven't had stock photos, and now we finally have stock photos, and I need these dolls so desperately. I will say the release, first of all, even prior to like having a release date, I already knew it was going to be a bloodbath. Everyone is excited about these dolls, like already terrified for the release. Now that we have stock photos, there's like been confusion about the release. Initially, it was alleged to be a like wide release to where it was supposed to be available on the Mattel Creations website, but also Amazon, potentially like Walmart, a Mattel Creations style release where it's not exclusive, and it seems that that has been backtracked and it's only going to be on Mattel Creations now, which super, super sucks. But there also was some confusion about the release date. It was supposed to be the 28th, but now it's looking like it's going to be the 29th, and there's no Fang Club membership window. At least it seems that there isn't. Like, there's a lot of ambiguity here. I'm mentioning that because I feel like I have to. Honestly, I might end up making a dedicated video about how the release goes after the release. But all of that to say that I was already nervous. Now I'm 2 times as nervous, but I need these dolls so desperately. Like I'm about to sob. I'm so excited about these. First of all, I think that they just both look great. I know that there has been a lot of discourse. A lot of people think that Valentine is like high key ugly. That's fine. If y'all hate him, don't try to buy him. That's more opportunity for me, okay? Because I think he's gorgeous. I think Spelden looks incredible. Like, I can't, I'm freaking out, y'all. I need these so, so bad. The clothing is also really, it looks really solid, especially for male dolls. Like we all know that male dolls tend to get lesser quality, less detail. These outfits have personality, they have detail on them. There's painted detail and like sprayed detail on the shoes. I think the faces look beautiful. Like I genuinely, there's like one thing that I am not sure of on this doll, and that's that I think the printing on both of their pants, but specifically Spelden's, is like a little, like it's a little much for me. But that's literally it. Everything else I'm so excited about. And I also just love that we're getting a gay couple. It's right before Pride Month, and I also think that now especially it's so nice to see, for all of their other faults, okay, I'm out here. I have it out for Mattel. I talk shit about them constantly, about their potential AI use, about like the quality that they give us, about the prices that they charge. I literally was just like, hey, what are we doing about this release and why do you keep changing things? Like, y'all know I criticize Mattel, but for all of their faults, and this does not absolve them of their faults, the fact that in 2026, under like the current climate that we are in, they are releasing a pack of gay dolls is huge. It's huge. And so I'm just really excited about this pack because I think that the dolls are beautiful and I like them together and for what it means. Like there's so many reasons that I'm excited about this. And I do need to get these. And I said this on my Instagram, but if I don't, I know it's going to be the worst release ever. Okay, this actually might be the worst release ever for Mattel Creations. I know it's going to be terrible. I know it's going to be awful. And so I know that probably the worst case scenario is going to end up happening and I'm not going to get these. But if I do, I'm going to sob. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm going to cry about it. And if that makes me dramatic, that makes me dramatic, but I love them. So everyone wish me luck. I'm going to take a deep breath and get out of my feelings so that we can talk about the last doll for this video. But that does bring us to our last entry for today's video. And since Bratz is really waiting on whatever surprise they have before the end of May, our only Bratz entry, the Bratziversary doll for 2026, Gaia here. Now, this is crazy. Y'all are going to think that I'm a liar. However, I swear to God, this is true. I just finished filming that voiceover for Spelled and Valentine, and I got a ring notification on my phone, and this girly pop just showed up to my house. Like, she just arrived. This is not only a doll that I do want, but a doll that I did want and have already purchased. And she literally arrived at my house right before I started talking about her, which I think is pretty cool and kind of crazy. Now, this doll has been extremely, extremely divisive. I feel as though most people are either like, I absolutely adore her, or this is one of the ugliest dolls that I've ever seen. And I do fall firmly into the camp of loving her. I will say, I think most people's least favorite thing about this doll is the big fat bow. That is also my least favorite thing, but funnily enough, we've had pictures of her for a while, and while I hated it at first, now I'm kind of like, I don't love it. But I do feel less awful about it than I did before, and that's just something that I think is, I don't know, sort of funny to me. But for the rest of the doll, I'm obsessed. Like, I am genuinely obsessed with like everything about her. I think she's so fun. The crazy long, vibrant red hair is so beautiful. All of the armor is super fun and cool and interesting. The headpiece is really fun. The like purse attached to her like armor glove is really fun. I feel like I keep using the same adjectives. I do apologize. Her face is incredible to me too. I love yellow in general, and she's got yellow in her makeup, yellow in her eyeshadow specifically. I feel like yellow is not a very common color in makeup, especially as like a primary color. You might see it like blended a little bit here and there, but I feel like it's not a super, super common thing for yellow to be the primary color in a makeup look. And I love it. I love how it looks in makeup and I love how it looks on the doll. I just think she is so interesting. And I believe it was Mini Stitches who said this first. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was her. And I just want to shout that out because I think she said something really, really smart about this doll and about Bratz in general, talking about how you might not like it. It's like a you love it, you hate it, it happens. But at the very least, Bratz is always doing something with their fashion, it feels like. And I think that is a really good point and a really good way to look at it because there have been Bratz dolls released in recent years that I think have been absolutely awful that other people have loved, the same way that I love Gaia and a lot of people really hate her. But I feel as though I never dislike a Bratz doll because she's boring. There are plenty of Barbies that I'm just like it's a sea of Barbies and they all look essentially the same to me. Obviously, Barbie does have like a lot of different looks and is notable for her diversity. But in terms of like specifically the fashion is mostly what I'm talking about. Like there's 1,000 Barbies that are all in the same like t-shirt dress. And there's just not a lot of difference fashionably. And that's when they even bother to put like real clothes on their playline dolls. I know this is a collector doll, whatever. But I'm just saying, I feel as though there are a lot of Barbies that I don't even talk about on the channel because I don't like them for boring reasons, right? And even Monster High to a certain extent. I always talk about Monster High because I'm much, much more invested in the brand. But there are even Monster High dolls, especially like some of their budget dolls are like, yeah, I just don't really care. Like it's not my favorite, and I might mention it, but I don't feel strongly about it. Whereas Bratz feels as though they're always doing something challenging in the like widely available fashion doll world. I know that like obviously if you get into like BJDs and like art dolls and stuff, things can get much more complicated and unique than this doll that we're looking at. But when it comes to again widely available fashion dolls here, I feel like Bratz is always challenging things when it comes to fashion and always doing interesting and different and sometimes weird things with fashion. And I appreciate the fact that even when I personally don't like a Bratz doll, it's at least for an interesting reason, and it's at least because they took a shot at something. Even if in my mind they missed, I think that's a lot more fun. I think it's a lot more fun to have something be a piece of fashion that is just like, oh my God, that is so bizarre. I do not like that, than it is to be like, oh, it's another t-shirt dress. And I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else, but I just thought that was an excellent point, and I really, really resonated with that. Regardless though, like I love Gaia, but I'm just saying I appreciate like maybe that's why I have grown on the bow, is because it's like is it ugly to me? A little bit. But at least it's something. At least they gave it a whirl, you know? I just think that's a little bit more fun, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoy her. I think she's super cool. And I'm so excited that she showed up just in time for me to like be able to talk about her in this video. And I'm so excited that means that I get to film her unboxing soon. So I don't know if that's going to be the next video, because again, I literally like just a couple minutes ago said I might end up making a video on the Spelden and Valentine release. But her unboxing will be coming soon on the channel. So if you want to see me rant and rave about how fun this doll is, hopefully her quality isn't like atrocious. Presumably it won't be. So if you want to see me rant and rave more about how much I love this doll, be on the lookout for that one. But I am going to stop talking now. I do know that this has been a little bit of a shorter video for me. I tend to be a yapper and I tend to go on like very, very long rambles. And I still did, but it was still a shorter video. So sorry about that. If it was a little bit, I didn't cover as much in this one. Like I said at the top, I'm sort of picky. And so I tend to not be able to talk as long for these videos. But I do think that when I can like get a good 10-15 minutes out of myself for like talking about dolls that I do want, I do think it's nice to be able to make these very positive focused videos. So those are all the dolls that I have either purchased or that I'm looking forward to being purchased or hoping to be able to purchase in the near future. So do let me know all of your thoughts and opinions on these. But yeah, that's it for me for today, guys. I do hope you're able to enjoy. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night, or whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.